Ladies and gentlemen, philosophers and overthinkers, welcome to today's episode of What Did I Just Read? Where we dive into books that make you question everything, including your own existence. And today, we are tackling Friedrich's Nietzsche, Beyond Good and Evil. A book that basically says mortality is fake, thinking is hard, and if you don't question literally everything, you are a basic peasant. So if you ever wanted to feel intelligently inferior and slightly concerned about the meaning of life, this is the book for you. Now, before we dive into the book, let's talk about the man that was behind it, and that's Friedrich Nietzsche. He was a philosopher, a poet, cultural critic, and the owner of one of history's most powerful mustaches. Nietzsche was the guy who would look at society, religion, and philosophy and be like, nah, this ain't it. He was basically the original internet troll, except instead of being in a basement posting angry comments, he was out here writing books that roasted all of humanity. One thing he was constantly sick. This man had a lot of migraines, stomach issues, vision problems, and eventually he had lost his mind trying to save a horse from being whipped. Now, one day in 1889, he had saw a horse being beaten. He hugged it and then had a final mental breakdown. So if you are ever had a stress-induced essentially crisis, don't worry, it's normal. You was just channeling your inner Nietzsche. All right, so what is Beyond Good and Evil all about? Let's just take, for example, that we went to a party and Nietzsche walks in, he looks at you and asks you, you think you know what good and evil is all about, don't you? You are pathetic. And then he spends the next 5 hours tearing apart everything that you believe in. Nietzsche was the type of person that argues that humans were lazy thinkers, that we never get a chance to question enough, and we blindly follow moral codes. And then we just accept whatever society tells us like we are our obedient little sheep. And Nietzsche, he hated that. He believed that if you really want to understand the world and you know that you need to question some things, then you should do it, including religion, truth, and why you ever thought that reading this book was a good idea. According to Nietzsche, the whole ideal of good and evil was just a scam made up for weak people to control strong people. He calls this slave mortality, a system of values designed to keep powerful, independent thinkers from doing whatever they want. Basically, Nietzsche looked at mortality